The Commissioner General of Prisons and other prison authorities did comply and referred the accused, took the accused to LUKWAGO. The Commissioner General of Prisons and other authorities did comply and delivered the accused person to LUKWAGO National Referral Hospital. And he was received on the 25th day of June, 2026. Whereupon a team
On the 20th.
of June 2026, whereupon a team of senior specialists was constituted as per the report. That was forwarded to court on 30th June 2026. Actually, there were not five, more, but five are specifically noted on page 2 of the report, page 1 of the report. They included Dr. Norbert Orotho, a senior orthopedic and spine surgeon, as team leader. Dr. Michael Yumoma, a senior consultant physician and cardiology. Dr. Stephen Matoku, senior consultant. Physician and urology. Dr. Joel Chiliawire, a consultant neurosurgeon. Edward Chionde, associate consultant, orthopedic and spine surgery. There are others that you will find in the report that participated. Fast forward, Aurora. The team established the following. And I know that you have read the report. I only want to take you to two things. The last segments, which is conclusion and recommendation. They did establish that the accused has hypertension, which is controlled with antihypertensive medications. Number 2, and with emphasis, is that he has unresolved post-COVID-19 lung complex. Unresolved post-COVID-19 lung complex with the residual mild cylindrical, from like cylinder, cylindrical bronchitis. For the benefit of my friend Judith Nyamwiza, the spelling is BRO NCH CRO NCH IP TASIS. Now this one remains unresolved. Whereas hypertension is managed with medicines, this one remains unresolved. Number 3, persistent anosmia and retained earwax and tinnitus. RO, eustachian tube dysfunction. Eustachian tube dysfunction. The tube that is not functioning. Meniere disease. Meniere disease is LINNIER. Disease and olfactory dysfunction. That is another second condition that is not resolved. Residual, number 4 is residual cervical radiculitis. Depending on where you come from, if it is American radiculitis, British radiculitis, following C6-7 disc replacement surgery. An adjacent level 5-6 disease. Number 5 is the non-erosive GERD, GERD capital. Orophagia, AEROPHA. Belching in mild hiatus hernia. That is condition number 4 that remains unresolved. To bring court up to speed about the tinnitus, the most worrying effect, most immediate, is that the accused does not sleep. The condition it presents that affects the brain. The body. And his pressure levels. Before I take you to the conclusions, the reviews at page 6 of your report explain the situation that I'm talking about. And that is the review of the ENT specialists. Dr. Biso, D-I-B-I-S-S-O. Number one was the ringing in the left ear for the last 4 years. Number two is the feeling of fullness more in the left ear. As compared to the right for the last 4 years. Fullness, which is hearing of fullness, more in the left ear than the right ear. As if it is feeling something. Number three is muffled hearing. Muffled is M-U-W. Hissing sounds in both ears. Hissing. H-I-S. Vibrations in the left ear. Number 6 is anosmia since childhood. Anosmia is A-N-O-S-M-I-A. Number 7, frequent desire to clear the throat. And I believe you have observed that. And then other concerns were noted. By the doctor. Joseph, when you go to page 7, B, the pulmonologist review. Explains what I discussed earlier. The effect of the post-COVID-19 situation that he continues to suffer and that is irreversible. That's what the doctors know. Now, These are the findings of Dr. Worodria. He has restrictive lung disease. So he has moved from cardiology, hypertension, lung, gut, and you're moving, as found by the doctors, the gastroenterology review at page 7. Dr. Apika or Apicha? Apicha. A-P-I-C-A. Found that the accused has a non-erosive gut or orophagia and explains it as excessive swallowing of air. Now, together with belching, which you must have witnessed, Part D, if you're not worried enough about the first, Part D finds cervical spine X-ray, which notes post arthroplasty, which is ARH, ROP, LASTY, property status of the cervical spine, which is a feature of cervical spondylosis. I have addressed your worship on the reported mild cylindrical bronchitis with hiatus hernia. The hiatus hernia is right here. And if you do some research, it tells you that beyond certain levels, it translates into cancer of the esophagus. Then lumbar spine X-ray reveals a new complex that we did not know before, that he has not been treated for before, but similar to the previous C6 and 7 disc that was operated and replaced earlier in India. So, if I may demonstrate, whereas the previous surgery was conducted on the upper part, the new findings now find similar complications in the lower back, which also requires now urgent disc replacement. LUKWAGO was able to treat what was within their ability. And the accused remains grateful for their help. Probably he would not be here. And now the recommendations. As found at page 8, give the way forward. Number 1, that he should continue with his treatment of hypertension. Number 2, that he should live in a well-ventilated environment due to his post-COVID-19 lung condition. Number 3 concludes that the ENT conditions are irreversible. We should continue with his current medicine. That he should continue with his current methodology of controlling non-erosive gut and hiatus hernia symptoms. By using diet, posture adjustments, and the PPI medicines as prescribed by his physicians. Finally, of more interest is that the accused should have spinal review. By his primary spine surgeons in India. To reevaluate for the persistent upper limbs radiculitis. LUKWAGO could not repeat MRI investigations, and they gave their reason. Because, and I quote, we are unable to ascertain the compatibility of the implants that is the official disc and that were used for his primary spine surgery. With the MRI scan available. In your direction, your worship, to go to prisons. You did instruct. You did instruct. Particularly in order number 5, that the officer in charge of Mason Bay prison shall ensure that the applicant continues to receive all prescribed medication and appropriate medical care pending and following the assessment, and shall implement the recommendations of the attending specialists. Your Honor, that is his life, both outside and in prison. Indeed, we wrote to the Commissioner General of Prisons on 7th July 2026. And we did upload these documents on IGNOS and requested for a certificate in respect of the accused's health status. Oh yes. Courtesy demanded that we put them on IGNOS. Malande friend Judith received the same on IGNOS. I know that she wants to have a physical copy.
No worries.
I painfully declined to give it. Why? Because she has also not been courteous. She would have told me that she's committed. And the prison's authorities responded to our request for a certificate. By the letter dated 8th July, the following day, 2026. Yes. And we are grateful for their courtesy. Since they are my husband's courtesy. The conclusion, the summary of their letter, Your Worship, was that we wish to inform you that LUKWAGO National Referral has already provided a comprehensive medical report containing adequate clinical findings, relevant information, and professional recommendations regarding the patient's condition. In view of the above, and since you're already in possession of the said medical report, you are advised to rely on and utilize the same for the intended proceedings as sufficiently addresses pertinent medical issues. In other words, it's a concurrence. Now, with those, Your Honor, now that your hands are tied in providing bail, we pray as follows. 1, that your remand instructions include an order, because I know you're going to remand him, and with a smile, you're going to remand him with an order that the prison's authorities transfer the accused person to Fortis Memorial Hospital in India. Fortis Memorial Research Institute, Gurugram, India, under guard and protection, the same way he was guarded in Mulago. We appreciate that he is a prisoner and he will remain a prisoner. Number 2, that he be allowed a caretaker in form of his wife. Who shall be moved at the accused's expense. Again, painful. They move their prisoner. The wife will move herself separately. Of course. Your Worship, that the accused while in hospital be allowed visitors that are able to visit him. I didn't make the same prayer for Mulago because I imagined the kind of influx and progression. With the Gurugram, the numbers will definitely be limited. We pray that while in India, in the hospital, he be afforded available consular services as a citizen. And that upon recovery or improvement, upon discharge, be remanded back to Zealand, Maxon Bay, as a discharged patient under medical observation. Discharged from hospital in India, he be remanded again to Manson to be received in Manson Bay as a discharged patient. You know, there are now 2 forms of discharge from hospital. We're not talking about from prison yet. Under medical observation. The accused is willing to deposit his passport with prison authorities to facilitate that process, if you be pleased, of this. In the alternative, and pending that, we pray for the following in order to manage the other conditions. Your Worship, in the previous hearing, we did raise the concern of the accused's tinnitus period. he used before, used in LUKWAGO, having been dismantled by prisons authorities. I want to believe owing to its nature. The tinnitus pillow is a specialized one. Tailor-made. For example, I can't use his pillow even if I have the same condition. It's after measurements and the medical prescriptions are made. It was ordered by the accused person from the United Kingdom as a medical prescription. It has gadgets that mitigate the muffled sounds we were talking about. It is electrical and is charged, must be powered. I do not want to complete the job prisons did not do, but I want to demonstrate that upon being dismantled, I believe for fear of these gadgets they did not understand. It was rendered dysfunctional. It is irreparable. It cannot be repaired. We inquired and they said what can't be repaired. In the absence of that pillow, the accused can only rely on prescribed medicines, sedative medicine. That is a very solution. You can only rely but we are trying to demonstrate to show that sounds good.
These are the kind of sounds which are in my book. Sometimes muffled sounds, even this person. So to counter this, the initial, they came up with this innovation. So that once it is charged, properly charged, we charge it with a normal charger, press this, then there are speakers inside here. So once you are sleeping here, you put in this ear, that sound you have heard comes into this ear to soothe the ear so that you can sleep. So that's the way it works. Now they removed the speakers and those other chips inside. They are not the ordinary speakers. These are high-tech kind of speaker inside there. So they dismantled it and it's no longer now functional. So this sound cannot be transmitted easily.
So he has to rely, therefore, to depend on sedatives including clonazepam. Bromazepam. diazepam, broad, like brother, man, ready, and diazepam. Medicines with adverse side effects on the organs of the human body. Everybody knows what happens to the kidney, what happens to the liver when someone takes basically overdose of medicine. So you would pray that you also direct the prisons authorities to avail a new tinnitus bill. We shall give them the address and they pay. We don't want to receive their money. Also that they provide a more ventilated space. We repeatedly appreciate they have tried their best in terms of prison conditions. But the accused's breathing is highly compromised. We are aware that the minimum this period takes to be delivered here is 1 month. Originally it took us 3 months because it had other medical prescriptions, taking the measurements, the diagnosis and everything. But now that they have these specifications, it takes them 1 month to have it delivered. So, maybe before I take leave, I would request that you permit their choosing. There are particular areas, this medical language is not, is alien to me. So there are particular conditions that I may not bring up, which I request that you permit.
But a couple of things for the share this morning. Your Worship, for the record, I am no longer getting treatment where I am from the hospital. I commend the doctors. They have done their best. We have our medical superintendent, Dr. Vajidawa, at Maximum Welfare Hospital. He is always there. We have our resident doctor. He's called Dr. Kasuke. A very committed doctor. 24/7 is monitoring the patients. We have Dr. Kajoba, who is equally good and committed. He's also there in the city. We have Dr. Marum. He comes at night. For him at night, he's always there. Comes at night to check on us. We have Dr. Gaba. He's also there. Then we have a surgeon, Dr. Rivera. But they are all now helpless in my situation. They are helpless. Their position, understandably, I was referred to the best physicians we have in the country. Actually, many of them indicated these are their teachers, the ones who made that report. Professor Rodby and the pulmonologist is the best we have in this country to examine him Dr. Picha, one of the gastroenterologists, disregarded gastroesophageal reflux disease, which is harassing me, and diagnosed me with hiatus hernia. One of the best gastroenterologists in the country. Dr. You will ask anyone who read the team. One of the very few neurosurgeons we have here. Actually, they are just a handful. And I've visited all of them before. Dr. Nyati and the others, those who have suffered my problem, they know they are very, very few. So Dr. Rofo, the team is very good neurosurgeon we have here. Including Dr. Mato, is also good neurologist. Then the Tamoma is one of the best cardiologists we have. And then Dr. Bisso, the ENT expert, who recommended the use of this tinnitus pill. The best ENT doctor we have. So I have reached the epitome of our health system in this country. So the point I wanted to emphasize, which my counsel brought out here, no order for treatment in Chico will help me. I mean, in Madison Bay. And your worship, court shouldn't waste its time to make any order that I be given medical treatment in Chico. That would be wasted. Court shouldn't waste its time with any order of treatment at Madison Bay. Do not help me. Currently, I'm using the HDU bed. HDU is the high dependency bed. The only we have is in Chico and Madison Bay. And a lodger now in the hospital. I don't know how to describe a lodger, but I'm just lodging. The only thing they can do is to manage to check on my vitals, blood sugars, pressure levels, SOPs, pulse, and to that I give them credit. They have done it regularly. There is nothing. And the situation is moving from bad to worse. Because now, if I may say this, Honorable Sekuna here has presented to you my situation that I'm using for Mazepam, Diazepam, and Romazepam. These are sedatives. These are sedatives. Initially, I was using Amtoprim. He said, no, you leave that. Now you try diazepam. He said, no, you leave it. Try bromazepam. Try this. Now, our resident doctor, Kasuja, had stopped me from using these sedatives. He said, this, you're endangering your life. But I did not sleep by sleeping. Down I do it, down I do it. If I use them, I'm going to die. If I don't use them, I'm going to die. Because if I don't sleep, don't sleep, this insomnia, it worsens gastroesophageal disease, GERD. It worsens hiatus hernia. Then in the end, again I need a surgery. Surgery here. They told me what I need right now is called fundoplication. Fundoplication is a process where now they cut the lower esophageal system here, sphincter muscle down here, which connects the stomach with the esophagus to nerve it so that you can contain the food in the stomach so that it doesn't go up. this can only, yes, there are those who can mechanically do it, but in this era of laparoscopic technology, one would need to have that benefit of cutting-edge technology using laparoscopic methods to do that kind of surgical operation. To handle this just getting the problem. So that I can also have sleep like you watch. I'm entitled to do that. Like any other human being. I'm ready to be tried, but when I'm ready to stand in trial. I'm ready to defend myself. But how am I kept? Finally, you watch. Finally, you watch. And I can always even beyond now. No problem. But when I'm alive. But when I'm being kept, it's just a question of time. One thing I always explain, you see me here standing, one may say, well, we have seen you was strong. Even in Israel, they say, we see you seem to be strong. They say, but you don't know the nature of this problem. You can just drop dead. I've always given the example of medical boy who was driving on the road and all of a sudden he died on the street. So, I want to conclude this, Your Worship. Another thing I am facing, the way I am residing, and I appreciate it is the best they can offer for me. Because according to Professor Olbia, the criminologist, the environment in Boma, what we call Boma, is not conducive for my situation. With that post-COVID complex, they are not well ventilated. So the place which is somehow has some ventilation is the hospital. But this is the national referral hospital for all the prisons in the country. Day in, day out, ambulances come in, bringing patients from all over the country. From Colombia, from Western Nile, from Western Uganda, from wherever. They are brought in with those complications, especially TB. This is the problem. And my bed is just next to a counter where the sputum is called the sputum. That specimen. What is it called? It's sputum. That's where they collect the samples from. If all those who come, please, we need the sputum, we need the sputum, we need the sputum. So sputum. The samples are being collected just from next to my bed. So now I have also decided regularly, every week now I'm testing for TB. I'm glad the results that came out yesterday were negative. So again, in the course of 1 week, I will again test for TB. I'll be testing for TB. Because I was advised to use a mask. But you worship every time I put on a mask. I know in one, I have it here. But every time I don't breathe. I have lung problems. So I wanted to emphasize those issues so that you worship will make an order made, the prayer made by my council, that if God wishes to see me here again as person who can stand trial, the recommendation made by the experts might be implemented that they should be taken to India by the government. In whose control I am, in whose custody right now. Thank you.
A brief response. I must comment that the procedure adopted by council after the committee proceedings is earlier in this court because at this time, court has committed the accused person to high court. And therefore, this court lacks jurisdiction to entertain any application and make any subsequent orders. We are well aware, Your Honor, that the letter is already on court record, and we submit that your only role right now, Your Honor, is transferring the file to High Court, and any other applications, prayers, and orders can be made there. We pray that court is not misguided, as it's already clear that the lacks jurisdiction to have the accused tried. We so submit.
That the procedure is alien. What distinguishes us as professionals, including you, Your Worship, is how we apply the law to the facts by using our brains to think. I tickled my brain, and I know that you have orders relating to remand. Otherwise, your previous remand warrant expired yesterday. If you have no powers to remand, the accused will walk out of this place free. But anything that relates to management of the accused between now and when he is presented to the High Court is entirely within your powers. Management of the file and the accused are two different matters. So if it is true that you cannot make any orders, including an order to remand, then I agree with armed people in this room. They have to use force to take him back to Rosella. Number two, Worship, when you were making orders that a report be made and submitted to you, to this court, by LUKWAGO, which was done, you knew that there is a process called committal. And I do not want to be tempted to think that you demanded that a report be provided. And the reason did not relate to bail. We have not asked you to review your remand orders. Except that things are changing. We are not praying that you proceed with reviewing the back. We are asking that we in custody, because he's not going to have any other court. His counsel for the state is insinuating that during that period, is your transitional and transmission powers remain until he appears in High Court.
just want to be clear. Council member is requesting for the accused, an order for the accused to be transferred to India, right?
Yes.
And according to the accused, his an order for him to be treated at Maxon Bay is useless, right? If I just want to
In the current circumstances.
in the current circumstances.
Maybe I can add something because they are managing the pain as far as this neuropathic pain is concerned. They are managing, they are not treating the source of the problem, the disc products. They are managing the pain with the pregabalin, gabapentin, all sorts of those medications, painkillers. That is the only thing they can do. But the recommendation was that I go back, they fix this, which they cannot fix in the maximum.
So the prayer is him to be taken to India. Yes?
Under guidance.
The more I did it, I'm modified the more aggravated it is. The more I did it, the more aggravated it is. To fix the problem of the spinal cord. And I've tested it because the disc replacement which was done, I took some time to go to India for the disc replacement. Here in Uganda, they don't do disc replacement. They do until you subcutaneous with the fusion. They just put in nuts and bolts, the fusion. But disc replacement, removing the herniated disc and replace it with an artificial one. That technology is not yet, it can only be done. And that's what was done here. So to go through an MRI to confirm this problem which has occurred on the disc that was replaced by the herniated one, I mean the artificial, I need to go back to it. So this cannot be done at Maxon. It's in the report.
Yes, it is in the report. I really need to make this known to the accused person and his defense team. DPP has sapped my powers in this particular file. DPP has taken over and committed the accused person to High Court. I am alive to his medical concerns, and that's why I specifically made an order for him to be examined and treated if any. At this stage, I cannot make an order referring the accused person to India. This can be achieved through an application of bail in the High Court, which has been done by Honorable Medal Segona. This has been done because at this stage, this court has no power in this particular matter. So we cannot be making orders in a matter which this court has no jurisdiction. So, Council Salongo Elias, your team has applied for bail in the High Court. My advice would be that Honorable Medal clearly follows up and have the same fixed as early as possible, so that your medical needs can be dealt with. On the issue of the pillow, it was brought up last time. I followed up with the prison authorities, and they intimated to court that it had a gadget which was recording, according to them. Yes, I'm reporting back. Yes, I'm reporting back. It had a gadget which was recording, which wasn't in conformity with the security details in Luzira. This is according to the OC, Maxon Bay. So as regards the pillow, my take would be, please let your team liaise still with prison authorities, because prison has its own guidelines. Let the team liaise with the prison authorities so that they can make arrangements. Because according to them, the pillow had a gadget which was recording. This is the report I got.
Maybe with your permission, Your Worship.
Yes.
Because it has a lot to do with the integrity of my client in this case.
Apparently they say
And
it was recording something.
tarnishing his image in the eyes of court. I have the documents upon which this pillow was procured. Number one, from and the medical facility through which we ordered is here in Uganda. Pearl Hearing and Speech Solutions. It is in Zambia. I have a receipt here dated 6th December 2025. I have another one dated 6th July 2025. These are, and I will give them to court for your satisfaction. I think there are two things here. I want to imagine that the prison's authorities were acting within their powers, but they were just not guided by prudence. Because prudence would have demanded that you call the prisoner, ask him to explain about the pill. Because there are even medical documents on how it was recommended. Those days, the accused was not in custody.
As at the time of
procuring.
Yes.
We have all the medical history of how we arrived at that. Unfortunately now, for us we raised our issues in open court. They choose to give their answers in camera so that their answers are not controverted. I think it is understandable. Ignorance is not an offense. I do not expect them to know medical issues. Like I know little. At least for me, I pay attention. But you cannot tarnish the image of an accused person who is seeking court's ear to impute that somebody imported gadgets, recording gadgets, as if to record what is going on.
Their fear was, like Salongo has explained, that pillow has a gadget,
yes.
Right? Yes, that one. So their fear was that gadget was being used to record. Are we together? Yes, right? So it is simple. Please, Honorable Medal Segona and Salongo's family, please liaise with the prison authorities. Please educate them on the same, because they have their own guidelines. Court may order that the pillow be produced, but they have their own. So my take is, please liaise with them, probably educate them on how that pillow operates, because they had feared that that particular pillow had a gadget which was being used to record. So please liaise with them, and if they are okay with it, this court has no problem. Absolutely.
Before you close me out, Your Worship.
Yes, please.
And I want this to be clear. One, how I wish you had guided them to bring those recorders they removed from the pillow here in court so that we would defend ourselves. Other than making an accusation against an accused person who is disabled totally. Two, at the time of admitting them, because he was their prisoner, even in Mulago, he explained, and the doctors did explain to them. Now, maybe the unfortunate thing is that those who were in Mulago were not the ones who were in prisons. And that's why I said they could have been motivated by goodwill, acting within their powers. Ignorance is excusable. But then you mitigate the effects of your ignorance. Because now having understood that there are no spy gadgets, the accused has been asking for his life. He has been even telling them where it can be procured. If you care about your prisoner and your intention is not to kill, you proceed and do that. If an individual can do it, how about the state? Anyway, having guided that you have no powers in this matter to make orders, I look forward to not remanding.
Whenever Medal is alive to the law, he's simply tickling his court. Please, I am alive to the fact that Counsel Elias has applied for bail in the High Court. My advice would be that his defense team expedites the same, to have the same fixed and high. Honorable Medal, please, with the family of Counsel LUKWAGO, kindly meet up with the prison authorities and discuss the issues of the pillow and others.
We are not taking motion.
Yes, please meet up with them and explain to them. I don't think they will have a problem. But of course, where they have security concerns, they will address the same, such that you come up with the way forward. Otherwise, with that, Counsel Salongo, you're committed to High Court for trial at the next board.
Yes, we have the reasons of politics and we need to get them. But right now, this one is dysfunctional.
That particular
This
one.
one cannot work. If it was the new one, it takes not less than a month. And they are the people who dismantle it. We know government has capacity to shop around. Probably for them, they can expedite it and have it within a matter of days and give it to me, which has no borders.
That was their fear. But Honorable has explained that they will explain the same. That was their fear, that it had a particular gadget, which according to them was being used to record.
The request I was making was that government can be directed to use the channels. It's expeditious, so that I don't go through the trouble of ordering for it, because these power hearing sounds, they have to test me first and foremost. And these voice you had only one, but they are many depending on what you are feeling. There is that one. If I'm feeling that one, then I keep changing. So they have to test the ears. And then they tell me, you need this. But government has capacity to do this. For me, I'm incapacitated. Where I am even moving from the place where I'm detained into the section is a tower. But government can work out mechanisms of getting me this facility, so that I stop using these sedatives, which are not only addictive, but dangerous for my life. Imagine using sedatives every night.
But everybody, isn't it what I'm saying? Make arrangements with the prison authorities. Whatever conclusion you come up with, this court has your problem. Yes, having said that, Council Elias LUKWAGO, you're committed to High Court for trial at the next convenient High Court session.